You may have seen the superheroine in the movie Loka Chapter 1, but today we expose the real legend that inspired the film. In the ancient forests of Kerala, a name is whispered, born from betrayal, a spirit so terrifying she haunted the land she had once loved. This is a scary story of how one woman's quest for revenge birthed a divine protector. Watch this video till the end to know the entire story. Namaste and welcome to Chaturya, the fourth state. I'm K. Harikumar, author of 9 books including Dakini, India's Most Haunted, Daiva and Naga. In today's episode, I will tell you a haunting tale that I had heard from my grandmother, the story of Kalyankatil Neeli. The film Loka, Chapter 1, only scratches the surface. The real legend, passed down through oral traditions of southern India, begins with a young woman of captivating beauty named Alli. Though her mother was a wealthy Devadasi, Alli fell for a man named Nambi and she married him. But Nambi's heart was pure greed. He didn't love Alli. He only wanted her inherited wealth, which he wasted while cheating on her. When Alli was pregnant, her mother discovered Nambi's behavior, his lies, and she banished him from the house. Poor Alli chose to live with her husband. Their journey led them to the dense Kalyankata forest. Alli slept with her head on his lap, but Nambi's greed took over. He could only see the gold that she was wearing. He didn't see the child in her womb. Ignoring it, he killed his pregnant wife with a stone, stole her jewelry, and left her body there to rot. But it was from that blood soaked earth Ali's soul was reborn as a spirit of immense rage. She was no longer Ali, the devoted wife. She was Kalyankartanili, the Yakshi. In Kerala's folklore, a Yakshi is a beautiful but deadly female spirit who preys on men, often depicted as a bloodthirsty ghost with a tragic past, somewhat similar to a Chudail from the North Indian folklore. Now, I've already done an episode on Yakshi and Chudail on this channel. If you want to listen to those, I'll share the link at the end of this video. Before we move to what happened next, please consider subscribing to this channel and clicking on the bell icon for notification. Your support motivates me to make better content. Now, Neeli had become a Yakshi, a vengeful spirit. Her charm was her weapon, and she haunted the Kalyankata forest, luring male travelers to their doom. However, she had one primary target, Nambi. But sadly, Nambi had died from a snake bite shortly after he committed the murder of his wife. So Neeli waited for a lifetime so that Nambi's soul could take rebirth. And finally, Nambi was reborn as a merchant named Anandan. Meanwhile, Neeli continued to hunt men in Kalyankata forest, drawing them in with the promise of delight, only to drive terror into their veins and sucking their blood to death. Until one night, when she stumbled upon Anandan during his travels. Neeli immediately recognized him as a rebirth or Punarjanam of Nambi and began her hunt. She followed him, and terrified, Anandan fled until he reached a village and begged the elders for help. Here, Neeli's plan matched her power. She transformed into a weeping woman with a phantom child. She convinced the elders in the village that Anandan was her cruel husband. However, Anandan told them that she was a Yakshi disguised as a woman trying to take revenge for a past life sin. So the villagers promised to protect him, with 70 elders vowing to die if any harm came to him. With this promise, Anandan spends the night in the village. Even Neeli does that too. But Neeli puts all the elders into a spell, a sleeping spell, and then slips past their watch and murders Anandan. The next morning, the elders find the dead Anandan and they fulfill their oaths and take their own lives. However, Neeli's vengeance was complete. Yet, in some versions, her rampage ends only when she is subdued by a sorcerer called Kattanar, who binds a spirit to a tree. But here is a part of the story that the movies often leave out: the shocking transformation from a blood sucking monster to a deity. For every tale that ends with a capture, another tells of a transformation. After her revenge was complete, Neeli's spirit began to change. With her personal vengeance satisfied, the power that fueled her rage started to evolve. Her intense anger faded, and the terrifying Yakshi slowly began to redirect her formidable power from destruction to protection. The village's fear gave way to reverence. They saw her not as a monster but as a guardian spirit. The vengeful ghost of the forest had become a mother goddess. Today, Kalyangatanili is worshipped by some as a powerful deity of justice and protection. In fact, there are similar stories from other parts of India as well. In fact, I remember during my research for Daiva, I had come across a very similar folk tale from the Tulu speaking region of coastal Karnataka. I'll make an episode on that story another time. For more scary stories inspired from our folklore, you can check out my book, India's Most Haunted. It's available in all bookshops and Amazon. I'll provide a link in the description below. The legend of Kalyangatu Neeli, the real story from Kerala's folklore that inspired Loka Chapter 1, is more than a simple horror story. It's a journey from victim to avenger to divine protector. Her story is a powerful symbol of resistance against betrayal. Her story asks a simple question: can vengeance be a catalyst for change? And how does a figure of terror become an object of worship? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy such fascinating tales from Indian folklore, then make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel.